All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking about, well, your shop servicing vehicles you're not really equipped to work on. All right, what brings this up is I got a sore back. And I got a sore back because of a policy we have. If we've worked on your vehicle, you're grandfathered in, and we will continue to fix your vehicle and make sure warranty maintains and all that kind of stuff. Well, 3 years ago, I worked on an E250 van. It was towed in, had a blown spark plug, and I was like, yeah, I can fix it, you know. So 3 years ago, I did a time cert and a tune-up on this van. Well, it came back for a brake vibration. And why my back hurts is because, well, it's an E-van. We don't have high top lifts. They're standard height lifts. When I worked at a fleet shop, all day long I worked on E-vans. Made tons of hours on E-vans because, well, they're E-vans. The problem is here we're not equipped for it. And I get asked all the time, do you work on, diesel trucks? No. One of the reasons we don't work on diesel trucks is our bay depth isn't sufficient to work on diesel trucks. We only have 10,000 pound lifts here. We have no plans to add anything bigger in the lower shop, sticking with 10,000 pound rotary lifts. But I pull in a F250 crew cab and, well, it's all the way up. That E-van, there was basically, this bay right here is where I had it because I had a BMW in that bay tore down, and I had basically enough room for somebody to walk past the front of the van. Kind of a pain in the butt. But the reason my back hurts is because, well, those short lifts, the lift only allowed me to go so high because, well, it hit the cutoff. So I was basically working bent over, doing the brakes front and rear. It only went up high enough. I was at the cutoff bar to get my oil drain under the front cross member so I could drain the oil. That's how not high it was. And unfortunately, that is way too common in this industry. Shop owners just will take in anything that they can possibly work on, regardless of whether or not they're really equipped for it. And that is an issue. Our lifts are more than sufficient to lift an E250 van as long as it doesn't have a service body on it or a bunch of really heavy equipment in the back of it. So it's not a safety concern. The biggest issue we have here is the bay depth and the bay height. We don't have high tops, so it makes working on that kind of stuff, well, painful. That's something shops really need to consider when it comes to bringing that kind of stuff in. Not just do you have lifts to lift it, but do you have the proper equipment to work on it? Bringing in a Mercedes-Benz to put a transmission in it. Do you have the capability to program it? An LSID, locksmith ID? You need that too. Stuff like that is something shop owners really do need to consider. Do you have the capability to actually go through that repair? Too many times shop owners bring something in and they wind up having to bail on it because they're not capable of dealing with it. That's something that every shop owner really does need to consider is, I need the work, but is this really going to make me money, or is this just going to be a nightmare that just goes south? So me working on E-van, shows why we don't work on E-vans. We've had the same problem. Zach had to put two transmissions in the same Chevy van in the same fashion that low because, well, we can't lift it up. And he wound up putting two in there because after a year, the reman decided, I don't want to work anymore. So it had to be warranted. So he had to do it twice, which he loved. Yeah, no. So again, look at your capabilities and decide, is it really worth it? For me, it really wasn't worth it for the hours, but it got done. So as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.